it's like I connect to it with the idea that we live in a benevolent universe but sometimes it's obscured because we have these stories about measurement and good and bad and like right and wrong that we get really attached to, and so it's easy to like forget that, you know, gravity is holding us all the time, you know, like the sky is filtering out radiation to protect us, like we're constantly being held and protected, like the microbes in the soil that enable plants to grow. I mean, everything. I mean, like there's just no end to the evidence of a benevolent universe. And I think that safety, feeling safe, is a prerequisite for, you know, it's like you talk about the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. One is maintenance and repair, and the other is fight and flight. So in order to do maintenance and repair, you need to feel safe. And so what can kind of create a sense of safety so that you can be in that more connected place. So creating safe space, and then the little tents come out of a practice that I have during my treatments. I went into menopause for a couple of years, and then because I was relatively young, after I stopped taking some of the medications, I had a resumption of my monthly cycle. And so after that, I was like, I want to mark that in some way. And so I started setting up a tent every month outside of my yard. And I would imagine myself inside of it, just as a kind of like a play thing. And also, so I've been doing that for a few years now. And usually the sticks are, you know, some medicinal plant, and I may collect other plants. And so then it's like kind of in tune with whatever's happening for me in that moment. So the central figure is my great-grandmother, and the jars at the bottom, the 12 jars, represent her 12 children, one of whom was my mother's father, my grandfather. She died at age 49 of breast cancer. And she had a pretty difficult life by the accounts I hear. She died in 1938. And the woman on her left is her sister, Nellie, and on her right is her sister-in-law, her brother John's wife, Martha. And they were her support system. Like I have family stories about the difficulty of her life, but I also have family stories of how these women supported her. And I feel like there's a lot of power in stories, and for me, I want to focus on how she did have support. And I love that in the photograph, their hands are on her back, and she's like being held by both of them. And it's like they literally have her back.